Introducing the Monarch of Storms. We have a quote-unquote brand new tier 5 tower in BT6, and it is the old Superstorm which got its name changed, but that is not all. So Ninja Kiwi is going for a theme, if you guys have noticed, with all of these druids. In fact, let me just pull it up and show you. So look at the tier 3s, Druid of the Storm, Druid of the Jungle, and then Druid of Wrath. And I guess the Superstorm was, you know, the odd one out when you take a look at the tier 5s as well. So now it's the Monarch of Storms, the Spirit of the Forest, and the Avatar of Wrath. So I guess it's like the Druid of something in a way, just keeping up with the theme for sure. But that is not all, and in fact, with the new name, we have a couple of new changes. I guess it's a, I don't want to call it a rework, but something's slightly been changed in the way that this tower works. So the most important change, besides the name obviously, is the fact that the projectiles of this thing can now bounce off of map borders. This goes for the tornadoes and it goes for the ball lightnings that get created. And in order to make this thing happen, they had to extend the duration of the projectiles. It literally got 3x. Yep, so basically, I think I tried this thing in the early access video, and it was, I think it was insane actually. I think the tornadoes were just bouncing all over the map and nothing was getting through. Now on top of this, this tower can now apparently deal damage to bad Bloons. So it should be, you know, it usually sucks versus bad Bloons because it can stall everything else, but I guess apparently now it can do a little bit of damage to them as well. And then lastly, because this tower is usually in this stalling category, what they did is they increased the damage of the Heart of Thunder, which is basically all these thunders that come out not only from the Druid itself, but also from the ball lightnings, and the damage went from 10 to 30, so that is a 3x right there. So what is Ninja Kiwi going for with this tower? Well, I'm sure that when people think of the the Monarch of Storms, they usually think of a tower that is just gonna stall the rounds forever, and you're just basically gonna need to wait for a very long time for a round to end because it's just stalling things and it's not really doing anything too much. Well, now I'm pretty sure that that has been changed, and this, in my opinion, is one of those auto win towers in a way, if you can call it like that. So what is the plan? Well, let's try and buy the Monarch of Storms on Dark Castle. This is an expert map. I know it's like the easiest of all the expert maps, but still, I think we're gonna have a lot of fun trying to afford it on a map like this. So I want to start things off with a discount village, obviously, but let's see how we're dealing with 23. Oh no, we are very weak. All right, so let's try it like this then. Can I get away with the monkey business and then try and save money and then buy the base Druid like right here next to Oben, or is that a little bit too much like that? Is that gonna hold? I hope it does. It's really close. Oh my god, that's, yeah, we shouldn't have won that one. That was very close. Okay, so let's go back to getting the discounts. Then we don't need camel detection actually, because Oben does give camel detection to all druids. I really love how Ninja Kiwi is actually putting a lot of attention to this Monarch of Storms. It has been doing that for the past couple of updates, because if you guys have been following the updates, I mean, there was one update where they made this specific thing, the tornado, just started homing onto the Bloons a little bit. So as you guys can see, whenever it attacks with tornado, it kind of chases the Bloons by itself. And also when it comes to the Superstorm, I think they reduced the penalty for DDTs while also increasing the freeze time for the ball lightning. That was one of these updates. And then I remember specifically there was this one update where they gave it like 10x damage literally on the Superstorm attack. So we're about to face a Moab around 40, but I actually think we're going for this, the spiked balls, and I'm gonna go for the 320 onto the spike factory that we bought at the back. The reason why I want to do this is basically because this is gonna be a lot better of a choice versus the Moab around 40 than the ball lightning. The ball lightning doesn't do anything versus Moabs basically. Like when we buy this thing, we're gonna be super good versus all the small Bloons in the game, but we're gonna suck versus Moab class Bloons. That's gonna be a very interesting thing to solve in like this mid game in its entirety. All right, so this is gonna be 39. We are obviously dealing. This is a great stall machine, by the way, with the Oben and this Druid. I mean, nothing is going through, guys. There's no way any small Bloon makes it anywhere, especially when Oben starts stacking up these totems later down the line. It's gonna get crazy. But let's see how we do in the Moab around 40. So I saved the Brambles. I'm gonna use the ability like this. Is gonna be 100 damage, but again, we're missing a lot of Moab damage, so we need the Moab to pop on the pineapples, then we need to blow everyone back. Oh, that's exactly what happens. I'm telling you guys, this tower is really good. I'm telling you guys, the stall on this tower is actually crazy, and we're right about there with the money for the ball lightning. So once we buy this thing, look at this thing go. This is so cool. Actually, I'm not sure if you guys are noticing, but there's this cosmetic in the trophy store, which it looks really cool. So all the tornadoes are like light blue, the lightnings are also light blue. And then instead of the ball lightnings, it summons big snowballs. I love this thing. It's very cool. But let's proceed with the things that we need to be buying. So the foils are obviously going to be a piece of cake, but I'm going to buy a couple of things while we're here. So let's go for the jungle jumps, get some extra attack speed. We're going to need an alchemist for this guy for sure. I'm going to have it as close to the druid as possible. So at least the berserker brewer is targeting it. And let's go for 301, I guess, because we have 3 towers. And yeah, I gotta be honest, this early game has been a piece of cake so far. It might look like it's been a piece of cake, and it actually is super easy so far. I mean, no small balloons are going anywhere. Look at this guy go. This is around 49. Alright, so 52, and we've got our first bunch of mob class balloons. So let's go like this. Let me set the wall of trees here at the back. Let's use it, and this should be absorbing it. So we're not popping the mobs, as you guys saw right there. Yeah, with all this damage, the mob class layer is not getting popped, and that's a problem. It's just getting absorbed in the wall of trees. I mean, I guess it's gonna be fine for the 50s, but starting from 62 to 45 mobs and then BFBs, it's gonna get interesting for sure. Okay, so how do we want to play this thing? It's around 56, and I think we want to have the wall of trees back for 60 in the BFB, so I'm gonna drop it right now just to get it on cooldown. The cooldown on this thing is like super long. It's gonna take multiple rounds, I'm pretty sure. Alright, there it is. So 59 is gonna be a piece of cake, so I think I'm just gonna drop the wall of trees, get the cooldown going, and then we want to save the brambles as well. So the brambles still do, I think it's like 100 damage. So it's really not a lot, but every little bit is going to be very important, because so far our mob damage is going to be like this for a very long time. Look at the price of the Monarch, guys. $65,000. It's not like it's a tower that saves into itself, like for example the overdrive does into the tag zone, or maybe like the bomb pad sub saves into, you know, the AP darts save into the sub commander. It doesn't work like that exactly. You gotta say that BFB was a very interesting one though, and the wall of trees is still on cooldown, and no, 61 is not. Yeah, 61 is going through. Okay, so what if we do this? This is an OG combo. You just give a 300 alchemist to the 320 spike, and this thing is gonna defend, like, it's even defending super ceramics in the late game. Let's just play it like that. So let's see if this is gonna make a difference, because the wall of trees cooldown is kinda here. It's still slow, and you can see because these mob class balloons are going past the wall of trees, it doesn't have a lot of capacity left inside. It's actually gonna pop anytime right now. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so let's use the brambles. Hopefully this thing holds, and then one last guy. Please tell me we survive this. Yes. Oh, are we even gonna make it to the 45 mobs? I think we have to dump it right now. I don't think we're making it, guys. Oh no, our mob damage is so bad. How are we getting to 65k with this setup? We have to buy something else, right? Let's see how we do versus these 45s. I'm gonna do the brambles even. Oh no, they're going through. No, there's no capacity left. Oh my god, that sucked. Okay, so 63, at least we're good versus small balloons. We're pushing them back, we're stalling even the round a little bit, so we might get the wall of trees back for 64, but we need a solution, guys. Like, what is the tower that we're buying from mob class balloons? Yeah, let's see how we do on 64. This is perfect, by the way. I did not even plan for this thing, but the wall of trees is just coming off cooldown, so let's replenish it. Let's use the brambles, and it's gonna be very important for us to absorb the 45 mobs. If we can do that, that's gonna be... Oh no, oh no, they're walking by. Come on, man. Yeah, this is not gonna hold, I don't think. I mean, or is it? It's not. This is just the last one. Okay, so let's be patient. Let's have this guy pop by itself, the previous wall of trees, and then use the new one. So we absorb the first one. Are we gonna absorb the second one? Yes. And now I think it's actually gonna be fine, even though this one is gonna walk in. There we go. All right, 2 BFVs on this one. Please give me the wall of trees. Oh my god, this cooldown has just been coming right on time. Every single time so far that we've needed it. I'm not even planning for this thing. Like, this is pure luck. Okay, let's get the pop onto these guys. At least some of the mobs to walk into the wall of trees. And super close, but yeah, we defend 2 BFBs as well. Alright, so I think it's final time for us to buy something else. I kind of have a tower in mind. I don't want to take a huge risk with these towers. I want to be buying cheap towers that can do the thing. And the tower in mind is this. It's the mob press. We have it on strong, because when it comes to blue mobs, it's not like, you know, they're that difficult to pop. We do have some damage from Oben and the ball lightning. Just that we need a little extra push to get us over, you know, the line to just pop the mob layer. Let's see how we do versus these 45s. I'm gonna dump the brambles as well, 100 damage. And now with the pushback of the mob press, yeah, this is so much better. Yeah, there we go. So let's see how we're gonna do versus 75. I want to save the wall of trees specifically for these huge waves of BFBs. So let's see. Oh, okay, so this wall of tree burst, yeah, we're gonna need to play off of these abilities. Okay, so let's make sure we're using the brambles onto these blue mobs. So let's use it right now, pop them, and then after this thing pops, I'm gonna drop the wall of trees. Maybe wait a little bit. Yeah, there we go. That was very good. And just hope for the best because, yeah, it's a mess on this one. Oh my god, it burst already. Yeah, it's not looking good. Yeah, we definitely do not have the firepower for this one. I mean, unless this boomerang and the druid start doing some magic, I don't think it's working. Alright, and again, we're forced to spend some money. I really hate doing this, but if I were to buy a tower, it's likely gonna be the mob glue, right? Let's just make sure it's outside the range of the alchemist because that alchemist is overworked and I don't want to be buying the stronger stim. So let's go like this mob glue 013. Okay, so how much of a difference is a mob glue gonna make? I hope it's just enough for us to beat this round because I actually think the next ones are gonna be a little bit easier. So I'm just gonna be very patient with the wall of trees. That's some good blowback on the small balloons for sure. Let's use it right now actually. We absorbed a bunch of mobs and the pushback is doing its thing, but there are a couple of BABs stacked below. Oh my god, that's a lot of balloons. Please tell me we hold. Okay, wall of trees is holding. Okay, this is the best attempt so far actually. I think we have this one. Yeah, there we go. It was only the mob glue. I mean, when I say it was only the mob glue, we did spend like $4,000-5,000 in this thing, so that's not good. All right, so round 80 with $60,000. It is gonna be 81 when we buy this thing if we beat this one and if everything goes to plan. So let me just keep dumping these brambles. It's 1,000 damage that we just laid on the track. I'm gonna try not use the wall of trees actually because I want to save it for 81 just to be safe, but it's not looking like that's gonna be an option. Yeah, let's just wait for a second, see when we pop these guys and how are they gonna pop it. They just pop together. Okay, I'm just gonna dump it then. Wait, is this even gonna be enough? Oh, it's barely gonna be enough, but I don't like going into 81 without the wall of trees. Oh my god, is this gonna come to bite us, the fact that we use the wall of trees in 80? I hope not. Alright, so keep dumping these brambles and just hope that this pushback and everything is enough. You can definitely tell that these guys are a lot beefier. Again, we're gonna be dealing with the small balloons, no problem, but it just there's a lot of balloons going in 81, and this is, oh my god, no, please tell me this holds. No, I don't think we should have used the wall of trees on 80. I mean, this is super close, guys. I'm spamming the button because if we buy it immediately, we might survive. Look at this thing. I bought it, but we lost. All right, attempt number 4, I think it's so far. How is it looking? It's really not looking good. I set the boomer to first, so it does that to the blue mobs. It just pushes them back a little bit. I'm spamming the button. We do get the... Oh, I actually bought it. Oh, wait a minute. Attempt number 4. We do finally get it. Oh, and that's going to clear out the entirety of the map as soon as the first storm gets launched. There it is. Let me move this guy back to strong. And now let's take a look at these new super storms. Okay, I'm even going to remove these obstacles. And these guys should be bouncing off the walls. And then in case they miss like some of these small balloons or like even a mob class balloon, it's just going to push it back. Yes, finally we get it done. Let's get those super storms going on screen. So 83, I'm not sure if it's going to be the round of which we're going to be able to see a Daggett. It's a lot of small mobs, a lot of blue mobs. So let's just see how these storms are doing. It's a mess. Look at this thing. So many snowballs and so many tornadoes on screen. That's crazy. Yep, there's no way anything goes anywhere, basically, if you have this thing on screen. Like, this is one of those auto-win towers, although not sure how good it is versus the band around 100. I mean, apparently it does a little bit of damage now to it, but I'm not exactly sure how much and how it's gonna work. But yeah, look at these storms, guys. I mean, what do you even do versus something like this? Like, how do you lose? There's no way. Something that I'm noticing is that these new Heart of Thunders, which now do like 3x damage, so we went from 10 to 30, I can notice that they're doing a lot more damage to these big balloons as well, but I think we want to help it out a little bit. So I have the perfect tower in mind. Actually, it's gonna be the Desperado, which if we have it like this in the middle, let's go on strong. Let's buy the 420 going for the 520, the Blazing Sun. All right, an 89 incoming with a bunch of 45s. Yes, there we go. This is exactly what I like to see, a bunch of balloons just on the track so this guy can actually get to attacking. Now with these new storms that bounce around, I mean, he's not even attacking that much. He just like launches one tornado and a couple of snowballs and they clear out everything, it seems like. Now, yeah, there we go. That's round 89. So let's get the Blazing Sun then, finally. Now let's actually see how we're doing versus our first DDTs. Yeah, these guys ain't going anywhere. Alright. And because the storms are so big, thanks to Oben, like, even if a tornado is walking down like the middle of the track, it's still pushing back balloons there on top and the bottom. I also bought the Blazing... Oh my god, that's a mess. That's a mess on 91. That's so many tornadoes. You guys know what? Is an overclock even a good idea? It's probably not, because we're not getting that many auto attacks off. So let's go for something like this. Just a primary training for a lot of extra range for the Desperado. And you know what? I'm gonna buy an overclock. Why not? Let's get it. Let's go like this. Alright, let's watch 94 and then we're gonna have 95 with like a million DDTs. So let's have have these storms in action, they're gonna start bouncing around so many lightnings as well. And now with these new lightnings, come on guys. Yeah, they're definitely leaning into this damage aspect of this tower. It's not just a stalling tower anymore, but it actually does some decent damage. Although I want to say, you know, if you're looking for stall, there's like a specific tower for that. That's like the Bloon Crush. If you're looking for some cheaper stall, you have the Icicle Impale, which also I guess works well with Silas, the new hero. And let's watch 95. So a million DDTs on this one. We still don't have the money for the overclock, but does it even need it? I mean, look at what it's doing. Nothing is going past this line here in the middle. That's how powerful these tornadoes are now that they're bouncing off the walls. And also we're doing a lot of damage with these ball lightning. So like, was this even 95? Like, what is even happening? That looked like the least dangerous 95 that I've ever seen in my life. And let's actually buy some upgrades on our towers. Let's get the glue splatter. I don't think we need the relentless glue at this point. All right, 97 coming to an end. I'm gonna save the overclock, and then I'm not exactly sure how much damage this thing is doing to the bat, because if you guys are noticing, our bat defense kind of sucks. So I'm gonna go ahead and upgrade this guy to the first strike, the stuff that we bought at the start. And as 98 is coming, let's overclock our Monarch and let's see how the most dangerous shot in BT6 is gonna do versus our boy. It's not looking good, guys. It's really not looking good for these Bloons. Look at all these storms. That's crazy. Oh my god, everything is just getting pushed back, and not just pushed back, but actually solidly getting popped. Let's buy the first strike, by the way, while we're here. Get that thing on cooldown, and 98 is gone. Yeah, that's the entirety of the round. Man, what a tower this Monarch is, huh? Let's watch it versus these last 45 DDTs, which, again, it doesn't matter if it's 45 or not. Like, this thing is not going anywhere. Look at these storms. Yeah, what an insane tower. And there it is. All right. Okay, so one last thing to do. Apparently, we can now do damage to bad balloons. So we're seeing about 1,400,000, and let's try it out to like 90,000 pops. See how much damage we do now. It's not going up by a lot, I'm gonna be honest. I thought it was gonna go up by a lot more, guys, but this thing is not going up. I'm gonna use the first strike. Yeah, this thing is just not doing damage to bad balloons still, but versus everything else, I mean, just take a look at the map. What is even happening? And there go all the insights in a second. So yeah, still sucks versus bad balloons for sure. There it is, the new Monarch of Storms, 1.5 million pop. That's crazy. And actually, once you buy it, like, there's no way you lose with this tower, right? So that's gonna be it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching the video, and I'm gonna see you on the next one.